think of words like channel and canal. Pretty related. In French, we borrowed both of them from French. In French, they were the same word with a different dialect of pronunciation. They were exactly the same word. We took them both and we made them mean two different things. Die. At the full she, dove. I think that's the innovative form. The original form was die. Off the analogy of drive and row. Now take a look at these two. That comes back. L and M. Last week I worked. Anybody have anything else? No. That's the innovative form, actually. That's the new upstart form. Work. The older form is what you see later on in the sentence. Wrought. Wrought used to be the past tense of work. As in wrought iron. Iron has been worked. Okay. That was the past tense form, but no one uses it today. So someone innovated, someone started up the works form, okay? Spread around. And it's now the new form of doing it. Yeah.
These words that used to be called the old form, are they from England or are they from the early U.S. or not U.S.?
It depends. It depends. Things like hung were still used when America was settled. Something like wrought went out about 1500, around the Middle Ages.
Do British people say wrought now?
As far as I know, no one has wrought anymore who speaks English. This was centuries and centuries ago.
Do British people use the older sense?
No, actually, if anything, they have the more innovative form. It's the U.S. dialects that are more conservative.
So we copy off them. We copy off their own original?
We have, basically, when they settled the U.S. with English speakers, we stayed more the same and they did more change.
Yeah, would it still be like a word? Like, I mean, if you look at it in the dictionary, it said like past tense of like word.
It would, if you looked in the Oxford English Dictionary, it would have archaic wrought, and they would have that adjective down there. So, I mean, that was simply the past tense. Well, let's look at the next one. The ice melted. The past tense used to be molt, as in molten lava, as in a bird molts. But nowadays, it's this innovative form, melted, which is that ED form. Anytime you get a new verb, you're going to stick that ED form on it. That's the way you come about making past tense now. A lot of this is because of what we had in N. In N, the old-time answer was new. The innovative form is no. Yeah, now see, what the thing is, get it. There's variation here about who uses it and who doesn't. Node is socially stigmatized, heavily socially stigmatized. The thing is that it's stigmatized has nothing to do about whether it works well or doesn't work well or linguistic form. If node didn't work as linguistic form, neither would it worked or melted. Node is a stigmatized form because people who use it are seen as either uneducated or something of this nature. But it has nothing to do with the actual language. It's a good excuse to stick another label on something. The last one, zero, the fly out. This is actually a jargony term. This verb comes from a noun, a hot fly. Okay. Anytime you get a new verb in the language, how do you make the past tense of it? You have the ED on it. So in baseball terms, this is, she flied out 3 times last week. And it's not no one doing baseball announcing says to fly out. They hit a pop fly. So that's the innovative. Anyway, part of the point here is whether you have the past tense endings there or whether you have the different forms of past tense endings. The variation you have in your language is perfectly natural. And there's always variation simply because you're human. And there's no way to avoid variation. Any questions?
How about wrong? Is wrong really like more and more common?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I feel like that's almost okay to hear somebody say wrong now.
It's used so much, and it's made off of you guys. An analogy. You guys take the SAT or something similar to it. There you had analogies like the puppy is to the dog as the kid is to the cat. Right. And you made an analogy between those things. Well, with something like brain, it sounds like rain, so maybe it's conjugated the same way. Maybe you make the past tense the same way. Well, rain rang rung, so wouldn't it be ring rang rung? Right? But originally the form was ring rung. So that's how new things get made that way. That's how sneak snuff came around. Because it was stick stuff. Well, don't make these things stop. And that's how these things work.
All the ones you they kind of remember.
Yeah. Actually, we, in Old English, back about 452 to about 900, we used to have things like the bring, brought, used to not be a relic, not to be a fossil, but lots of verbs got conjugated that way. There weren't that many verbs that got made past tense with ed. There were very few of them. But the ed category took over after a while. Other languages have many other kinds of ways to conjugate verbs. So, English is, the things you see like rot and molten, they're fossils. They used to be real living processes, but nowadays they're just relics, left over. It's like foot, feet. Feet is not the normal way you make a plural. How do you make a plural language? And an S. So, technically speaking, it should be foot, foots. Feet is a relic. It used to be a normal process, but that process got lost.